You're listening to the Dude Wut podcast, where we review bad media and have a laugh while enjoying beer with your host, Harry and Tomo. Enjoy the show.
3, 2. Try that again. 3. Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dude Wut Podcast. My name's Harry Dowling, and as always, I'm joined with my best friend and co-host. It's the big bad T-lad himself. It's Mr. Tomo Tomlinson. How the hell you doing, bro?
Hey man, I'm doing good. It's a rather earlier one today than we normally do.
Yeah, it is. Basically, that's because we actually met up the other day, and we recorded this episode already, and we thought it went really well, really good episode, and basically I got home, started listening through it, started editing it, and found out that there was a lot of junk, and I'm not the best sort of audio editor, and it was basically unsavable. There was nothing we could do with it, unfortunately. So this is a weird one, because this is like the second attempt at this episode.
This is like a retake.
Yeah, it's literally the retake. It's part 2.
Yeah.
So it's another remote one. How are you doing at your house, man?
I'm doing alright. I've been awkwardly trying to set up my mic and stuff, but got it sorted now.
Yeah, well, I've got like a nice... I do it all now in like the spare room. I'm sort of getting this like set up as maybe a little podcast space.
Yeah.
At the moment, I'm sat on like a music stool in front of another stool with everything on it, but like I'm hoping to turn this into a bit of a space. So I think because where I usually do it downstairs, it's a bit more like echoey.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this sounds a bit better. But anyway, mate, it's been a week. What have you been up to? How you been?
As I've said before, in other episodes, it's been quite boring.
Yeah.
It's not been very eventful for me. The only thing that was eventful was that what I told in the last episode was about that a woman that was on the side of the curb that I helped her into the house. Yeah. But other than that, like, it's just been plain boring working.
Just been another one of those standard working weeks.
Yeah. It's been standard.
How's it going at work?
Yeah, it's going alright. It's the same old.
They promoted you yet?
No, not yet. Hopefully by the end of this year.
Cool. Well, mate, that's coming up. It's like November already.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to next year.
Hopefully before you break up for Christmas.
My hours will change, so I'll be able to go into days shifts instead of nights.
Really?
Yeah. So that'll be nice.
Oh, that's really good, man.
It makes a change.
It's really good. That'll make it so much easier for us to do this pod, because usually I like to record them fairly close to when they come out, but we're having to record this like a little bit in advance.
Yeah.
Because we just can't find a time that we can actually, which is why it's annoying that the last episode didn't work, because we managed to fully hang out and we, just had like a really great night.
There's just so much issues with it. It was just not savable.
Mate, my week has been sort of like yours, just a basic like standard work and all that. Job's going pretty well.
Nice.
The only bit of drama I had this week is I had a proper situation with my motorbike the other day.
Yeah. It
was the morning of the episode when the Harry's Half Hour and that came out. So it was last Friday.
Was that the one with Ben?
We did the live stream, which went really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a few people watch that. Unfortunately, that sort of messed up as well. We forgot to save the video. So, it was like a one-time thing. So hopefully going to get that sorted where we'll have loads of live streams and things.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I got on my bike, got to go to work, pushed the ignition, absolutely nothing. Ooh. Panicking all day that maybe it's got like water damage, the electrics are fried or something. Like, how you think of the worst possible scenario.
You always think of the worst possible outcome without finding out the outcome yet.
And I got a colleague to pick me up, take me to work, and I spent all day, I called some mechanics. I was like, going on forums and stuff. Got home and was legit stood outside with a hairdryer, trying to dry the electrics on the bike, thinking that was the issue. Basically found out that it was actually something that could have been a lot worse. There was a bolt or a nut that had come off on the clutch lever, which was sort of not meaning that the clutch was coming all the way in, and with a lot of modern bikes with electric starts, they won't start unless the clutch is in, so that you can't start it and fly forwards.
Yeah.
So that's all it was. It was literally a 10-second fix, and it was all of that panicking for nothing. And I got the bike working, and it was perfect after that. I mentioned the live stream a little bit just then. We had the first episode, didn't we?
Yep, we had the first episode, but it was a rookie episode. But obviously, it was my first one. But at the same time, I also forgot about a setting, which means that you can save the past broadcasts. And basically, we did the broadcast, did the hour, and we were like, "Where's the clip?" And I was expecting. Normally, you'd expect it to automatically put it on there.
You'd think that, yeah.
But it didn't. So
it was like a VOD setting or something like that, was it? That wasn't turned on.
It was on like the creator dashboard.
Yeah, but
you'll
be back on Friday.
Yeah, we're letting that for next time. So
yeah, DWP Gaming, Dude Wut Podcast Gaming, every Friday between 8 and 9 GMT. Any idea what you're going to play this week?
I have no idea actually. It depends on what.
Well, like Hamby was saying that what was it? Battlefield has given everyone 10 hours for free at the minute.
10 days, I think he said. Did he say 10 hours?
10 days? No way, that's pretty good. So could play a bit of Battlefield. Also, the new Forza's come out. Maybe play a bit on Forza.
I've got that.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and be there for the
Halo
this one,
when Halo Infinite comes out as well.
Yeah.
I could also do like the GTA San Andreas remaster.
Yes, yeah. Maybe do a mission on GTA or something.
Yeah,
cool.
That would be good.
It'd
have to be a few. I'm
going to try and be
there.
One
One mission is not an hour.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Just show off some things about it, because I think that's getting like pretty poor reviews at the minute. Actually, the GTA remasters. I meant to mention it on the Harry's Half Hour actually, but yeah, no, it's not. It's not doing that well, which is unfortunate, because I've seen that also what they've done is they've taken away all of the original games, so you now can't play anything other than these remastered ones, which kind of sucks.
Yeah, I do think that's annoying as hell, because now it's like you can't really experience the old school original.
Yeah, no, you can't. And apparently they have, although they haven't changed much, which is one of the big complaints, some of the things they have changed aren't that great.
Yeah.
And it's missing songs from the soundtracks and things, apparently, which is crap.
I think that's isn't that because of copyright reasons, or?
Well, yeah, like they have to re-buy the licenses, and maybe they just didn't want to buy
too much.
Some of them. Well, that sucks though, because those GTA games are so well known for their soundtracks. Aren't they?
To be fair, that's annoying on the content, the person whose songs it is. That's annoying on their half, because they're being greedy about it when it's a iconic San Andreas game, iconic game.
Yeah. I think everyone, or at least our generation, there are definitely certain songs that you hear and you are instantly taken back to one of those GTA games.
Yeah, you're associated with GTA game.
Like, for me, it has got to be GTA San Andreas, listening to Freebird by Lynyrd Skynyrd with the flying car cheat on.
Yeah, that is fun.
Yeah. You remember those old cheat codes, man? Going around a mate's house with a big A4 piece of paper with a load of arrows and things drawn.
Yeah, I remember that. I literally, as soon as
I
loaded up San Andreas, and as soon as I loaded it up, as soon as it spawned you in the exact beginning where you have to get on the push bike and cycle to Grove Street.
Yeah.
There was as soon as I spawned in, I went left, down, up, square, circle, triangle, R1, R2, and that was immediately a quad bike. I was like, I ain't having a push bike.
I was gonna say, I bet there's people out there that can fully remember.
I can remember
cheats,
quite a few of them.
It sounds like you fully remember cheat codes.
I was one of them people.
Do the cheat codes work in the new one?
They work exactly the same.
Do they actually?
Yeah. They're layered exactly the same
okay,
as
that's
the
pretty
PS2
good.
cheats.
That's pretty good then.
Yeah. Oh, but I found one jankest animation is when you're holding the Desert Eagle. He holds the gun like that, but then his other hand's like that. So he's just running around like that, and it's like, what the hell? His hand's under his, way below the deagle, and he's not holding it. So it's like, what?
Yeah, that's weird, man.
And the deagle's a one-shot as well, a one-shot kill from any distance.
What's the aiming like? Because this is turning into a bit of a gaming chat.
I know, yeah. But
they said before this game came out, they said that they were going to be GTA inspired controls, so that like everyone was thinking that the aiming would be cover system the same as GTA 5.
Yeah.
I really hated the
same
aiming from those early games with the circle. Like, how is it?
Yeah, it's like when you aim, you can lock onto someone. You know, on GTA, you used to be those green arrows, 4 green arrows around them that used to like spin and change color depending on their health. Now it outlines them, like full on outlines, highlights their whole body, and you just can kill them and you lock onto them, and I think the system's much easier to use than the old.
You prefer it?
But you have a weapon wheel now. You don't. It's not a whole selecting through the weapons by pressing the arrows. It's like you have to hold L1. Bring up a weapon wheel and select them.
I remember it could take a while changing weapons, especially if you slammed the weapon cheats on, which I always used to do. Yeah. Got to get the jetpack cheat on there. Got to get flying cars.
Explosions.
The cars
really
drive on water cheat. I thought was always really cool because the wheels like tucked under the car.
Yeah, the wheels like
they came out.
Went 95 degrees and just.
Yeah, really cool. Really cool.
Hell yeah.
So I have a bit of news, and I was saving it as we like lead into the first segment because it's my birthday coming up.
Yeah.
I'm a December boy. My dad came to see me the other day, and as soon as I opened the door, he was stood there with a great big cardboard box, like a fairly big cardboard box. And he was like, happy birthday, and I was sort of like, it's a bit early, but yeah, that's cool.
Nice.
Basically, opened it up. Inside is it's one of these like gift boxes with maybe like 15 to 20 beers in there.
Yeah.
Anyone who knows me will know that I'm a big fan of the ales, especially the light hoppy ales. And this thing was full of beers, full of snacks. I slammed a load of the snacks the other day while we were on the live stream, so apologies if anyone was watching. It was just me like chewing on some chorizo bite things the whole time. But it came with snacks, came with a magazine, it came with all these drinks. And now I've been working my way through them for a few days now. I've been having like maybe one a night, which is quite nice. Yeah. Something to look forward to when you get home.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, like I'm not going to save them for the podcast, for the What We Drinking segment, but like if it comes to it, I'll just use one of those because they're interesting.
Yeah,
so I think we should launch straight into everyone's favourite segment, bro.
Hell yeah.
It's What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
What are we drinking? Yeah, we still need to work on those those live sort of intros for the segments. Although actually, when I synced them up last time, they were pretty good. Like it didn't sound too out.
Except for the one that we did.
When we're actually
that was
on
like
the thing.
We all were just laughing afterwards because we were like, we need to work on that.
It was hilarious. I don't know if you've listened back to that episode yet, man, but it's a really, really funny episode.
Yeah, I've listened to quite a bit of it.
Yeah, it's really good. It was a good one.
Yeah.
Everything went wrong, basically, in that one.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It did sound a bit weird when we all tried doing it at the same time and it was just like off key.
On this week's What Are We Drinking, obviously we're doing this remotely, so I don't have 2 of these beers.
Yeah.
So it's just going to be me basically trying it and explaining what I think of it, which might be boring. Let us know if it is boring. Send us an email, dudewhatpodcast@gmail.com, at dudewhatpodcast, and voice message us on Spreaker. No, not Spreaker, sorry. I get that every time. Speakpipe.com/dudewhatpodcast. Today's What Are We Drinking? It is a little 330ml craft beer. It's Daily Hazy APA by Funky Fluid. Now, this thing looks pretty cool, man. It's, as I say, it's one of these little craft beers. It's silver. It's basically just got like a tag, like a label slapped on it. But the label looks kind of like mixed paint, or like a universe of like color. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an APA. I can't say that I know what that is, unless it just stands for American Pale Ale, maybe, or something.
Possibly.
PA is obviously Pale Ale.
Yeah.
But looking at the back of this and everything, it's all written in like an Eastern European language. I don't know, whether like Polish or something. So I can't actually really read any of it. I can read that there's a lot of hops in there. Citra is in there, which is one of my favourite hoppy hops for beers. It's like like the name would suggest, it gives it like a really citrusy flavour without actually, obviously, having any citrus juice or anything in there. It's a 4.8%. Let's crack it open. Well, I'm going to crack it open. You can watch me, bro. And we're going to see how this is. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. It's not to sound boring, but it's sort of what I would expect that to taste like. It is a light, hoppy pale ale. It's literally exactly what it says on the tin. Does have those good hop flavours to it. Yeah, it's sort of lightly sparkling. It's not fizzy, but it's not flat.
Yeah.
Very nice. Like, if this was maybe a 3 point something %, I would say that it is a session beer. It's one of those ones that you can just sort of keep drinking. This probably would give the impression of a session beer, but if you had too many, that could happen fairly quickly. Very tasty.
Nice.
I'm struggling to think of what to say for this one because it is sort of... It tastes like many other pale ales I've had. Just say that. It's not the best, but I don't mean it's the worst because of that. I think it's tricky. It's a tricky one to rate. I would probably, it's a shame really actually because looking at the can and the way it's presented, I think I was expecting maybe a little bit more from it. I think I'd have to give it a 7 out of 10. It could just be a little punchier. I don't know whether it needs a little bit more of the hop flavour or whether it needs to be stronger. Maybe if this was like a 5.5%, it would be just have a bit more punch to it. You know what I mean? It's missing that little extra step. But very delicious. Pale ales are my drink. I would have this over a lager any day, a million times. It gets a 7 from me, and I would buy it again. But probably only as a single can. I don't know if they make this as a multi. They probably do make it as a multi-pack. But I dread to think how much that would cost, because these craft beers are fairly expensive.
Yeah, usually I find that I've seen a lot of craft, and it's quite expensive.
Well, I mean, I get it. It comes from a smaller brewery, so they they charge more because they have to pay more to get them, their drinks that made. But a lot of these craft beers, even 4 little 330ml cans, will basically set you back like 7 or £8 or something. Which is a lot, it's a lot. I only really like to spend like a £5 on a 4-pack, really. Maybe that's me being cheap. I don't know. But anyway, Funky Fluid Daily Hazy APA. It's a 4.8. Comes in a cool little 330ml can. I'll try and put a picture on for everyone so they can see what I'm drinking. But that was what I was drinking. Gets a 7 from me. Nice. Not going to do any snacks because, as I said before, it's probably going to be super boring for everyone to just be watching and listening to me eating snacks on my own. Yeah. So I think we are going to leave that segment right there. Actually, before we do, if anyone knows of any out there drinks, let me know, because I am looking to expand my horizons. Also, Tomo man, do you remember the weeks when we did the hooch?
Oh, the hooch one, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was in a B&M the other day, right? And I found a new flavour of hooch. Yeah. Yeah, man. Hooch, like hula or something. It looked like it was like pineapple and passion fruit or something like that. And I thought, that sounds good. I'm going to have to bring it next time we hang out, man. So, hooch is coming. That new hooch is coming.
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to leave that segment there. That's been What Are We Drinking?
What are we drinking?
Yeah. Delicious. That was
delicious. Yeah. Now, should we...
Tomo man.
Should we get onto my segment?
Yeah, man. I really look forward to these. They've been getting better and better, and I actually really enjoy the addition of the riddles, man.
Well, you say they've been getting better and better, but was it 2 episodes?
Yeah, to be fair, actually,
or last episode.
that last episode, epic fail, bro. Epic fail.
Yeah, but it's all good. People have their bad days.
Yeah, but to be fair though, that's what I mean. It was hilarious, dude. It's a really funny episode because of it.
It shows
all right, then, man.
Be genuine.
Yeah, let's go into your segment, bro.
So, we're going to Tomo's Impossible Questions.
Tomo's Impossible Questions.
I was going to say your screams. You're lagging. I can barely hear you.
Oh no! It's going to be another one of those
it's
eps,
all
man.
good.
It's going to be another one of those eps.
Yeah.
All right, hit us, man. Hit us up.
Okay. What was the first man trying to do when he milked a cow?
Interesting.
Because that's quite
I've
quite an interesting question, because it's like...
It is. I've often thought of, like, you know, what was the first person to do things thinking? And, yeah, in this instance, it's a little weird, isn't it?
Yeah, because it's just like... You don't think to yourself, oh, I'm going to go, like... play with them udders. Obviously, they didn't know what they were back then.
Yeah,
like
yeah, because presumably a cow was one of the first things that got milked. You know,
I guess so.
So what the hell was that guy thinking? What was he trying to do?
Yeah. It's a bit suspicious.
What was he expecting? You know. I bet like everyone else in the village or something looked at him and. Yeah, I bet everyone else in the village looked at him and were like, what an absolute weirdo. Like, what is that guy doing?
Yeah. And then now it's just like, oh. Well, obviously not now. They're all dead, but you know what I mean.
yeah, man. Like, presumably this was like thousands of years ago.
They're all turning in their graves. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think it's, who the hell knows? But, I mean, you're a big dairy man, so luckily for you, you know, dairy is a thing. I mentioned, so this reminds me that obviously we've mentioned that we've tried to record this episode like once before. This is sort of the second attempt of doing it. I fully went into a bit of a rant about the dairy industry, didn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that this time because it put a hell of a downer on the episode. But for anyone interested, just look into the dairy industry because I don't know, might change how you feel about it. But anyway, getting back to that question, man.
Necking glasses of milk.
Yeah, like Tomo can chug. You know, like you see videos and people are like, they can chug it by just pouring it straight down their throat, like really, really fast. Tomo can basically do that, but with like whole milk or something.
Pint glasses of milk. Pint glasses of semi-skimmed milk.
You were saying the other day, there's almost no point in you pouring a glass of milk because it's just gone in a second.
Yeah. I said that after I had just poured a glass of. I said that after I poured a glass of milk, walked out into my outhouse, and then just necked it before I even sat down. So it was like just gone.
You should just buy the bottle and just take the big jugs out with you, man.
Yeah. I should just buy those giant jugs. You know, the big Asda ones.
Yeah, man. Yeah, those big ones. Buy them in the bags.
Yeah. Just neck the whole bag in one.
Going back to that question, dude. I have no clue. What the hell was he thinking? It paid off, you know.
Yeah. If anyone has any idea of the answer, you could let us know at Dude Wut Podcast on Instagram, or you could email us at dudewutpodcast@gmail.com, and we'll be sure to respond, or we'll feature you in the next episode.
I imagine that that's something that you can find out with a Wikipedia search, actually.
Yeah.
Might be worth having a little look into that.
Oh yeah. So, okay.
You got a riddle for us, man?
Okay. So, my first riddle is they travel all over the world but end up in the corner. What are they?
They travel all over the hang on. They travel all over the world, but end up in the corner. What are they? End up in the corner. What do you usually have in a corner? Books? No. Bookcase? I'm thinking of some kind of ornament, maybe like something that you have imported or something, or is it like holiday trinkets?
Something close-ish, but
yeah.
No. Do you want me to?
No, give me a second. I'm working on it. All over the world and end up in the corner. So I'm thinking then. Oh, I've got it, man! I've actually got it. It's a stamp.
Yeah. Because it travels all around the world and it ends up in the corner, which is the corner of a letter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Like, you post it corner of the envelope. It's weird because my mind went straight to like corner of the room or corner of the area. I wasn't thinking of like an actual
something
object,
that you put in the corner
totally
of your room or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that totally makes sense.
If people
nice one, bro.
Want to join in, let us know. As I previously have quoted our points of contact.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but every time we talk about riddles, as like a big Lord of the Rings fan, my mind always goes to there's a chapter in The Hobbit called Riddles in the Dark, and it's where our character Bilbo meets Gollum and they have like a riddle off, basically. So I'm constantly just reminded of that for some reason, which is kind of cool. But if you know any cool riddles, or just like questions that that stump you, send them in, because that would just be cool. Also, send them in via the SpeakPipe service, so then you can like literally be asking us a question. That would be really cool.
Yeah, that would be good. But anyway, that's been Tomo's Impossible Questions.
Tomo's Impossible Questions. Nice, man.
Okay, sweet.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Should we get into what the title will be?
Let's do it. So, bit of explaining. Usually, we don't do 2 episodes on YouTube back to back. We like to mix it up a little bit. However, it's like we really enjoy doing them because recently, having done like all the horror ones over October and stuff, I sort of got like a newfound appreciation for short films on YouTube. Some of them are just like, I've enjoyed some of them more than I've enjoyed full-length films. So this time we thought that we would do more YouTube short films, but we'd mix it up a little bit. So this time we are looking at fan films. Now, the definition of a fan film is basically it's a short film made based on a piece of media or something that already exists. So they're just sort of adding on to this this
made
world.
By a
they're
fan,
not creating
by fans of that.
Yeah, they're not creating their own like something brand new. Now, they're
not creating their own world. They're creating a current one.
Yeah. I'm sort of a fan of the fan film, and I've seen a few in the past. So I thought that this would be a really cool opportunity to basically introduce you, Tomo, and our listeners to some fan films that I have sort of noted that I think are good, that I've seen in the past. So, jumping straight into this, the first one was called Uncharted. It's a short film. It stars actor Nathan Fillion. It's directed by Alan Unger, 2018. And this one now I have brought up because I actually mentioned it in the last episode of Harry's Half Hour. I had my good friend Mr. Benjamin Thorne Williams on, and we had a little bit of chat about the Uncharted movie that's coming out and about some of the games. And I was reminded of this really cool fan film that people loved. It's about 14 minutes long, and people loved it because it's so sort of accurate to the games. The main character in the games might have even been based on this actor Nathan Fillion. They look exactly the same. But anyway, the film starts off with a lot of really cool shots of what looks like South America, and you've got like Land Rovers, you know, sort of like a convoy of cars,
Discovery vehicles,
yeah, a convoy of cars all on their way to like a mansion. They open the back door and it's quickly revealed that there's our main character with a bag on his head. You can tell that it's Nathan Drake because he's wearing his like back straps thing and he's got his little necklace.
Yeah, his like holster. Like yeah.
Well, that's pretty trademarky for the character. He's always got that dual holster thing on. He's even wearing the same kind of clothes, like blue top, tan trousers. Although I thought maybe the trousers were a little bit too tan. Kind of weird choice for colour of trousers on that one, I thought. He gets thrown into a chair, handcuffed. It's a hostage situation, basically. He's been captured for stealing some artifact or something, which is typical, you know. A guy comes in to interrogate him, and he has the deepest voice, doesn't he, man?
Yeah. Because he asks him, he's just like, what was it? He's like, what did you find on him? Oh, where is it? And he's like, they were like, this is all he had on him, and it was like a compass. Yeah,
well, he's like, you know, some rare artifact's been stolen, and I've heard that Nathan Drake is in town, so you're obviously, like, you know, to blame. Like, something is, you've got it, basically. Nathan Drake responds with his typical, like, light-hearted wit. He's trying to joke. He has the bag pulled off. He's trying to joke. He makes a joke about some dude's hair at one point, about his ponytail. Yeah, he's like, you know, you got a haircut from the 90s or something, and like everyone else starts laughing, and you are then introduced to the sort of humour of this short film. Very much like the games, action interlaced with like sometimes kind of cheese, like proper cheesy humour. He then basically, while he's getting, that's it. They introduce him to El Tigre, who is revealed to be this rather short man, and Nathan Drake is sort of like, oh god, like, you know, I thought it was going to be a big lad, like, are you alright, little boy, you need help, kind of thing, like really toying with this guy. But then what does he do, T-Lad? He gets some big knuckle dusters, puts them on, and starts going to town on Nathan Drake's face.
Yeah. Oh, and one thing you missed as well, just before that, it shows his best friend. I forgot what his name is.
Oh, yes, yeah. Sully.
And, yeah, Sully, and he's downloading an email. He's like downloading an email whilst Nathan Drake's getting beat the shit out of by El Tigre. Yeah. It's like, what?
Really weird. Downloading an email to his phone, which for some reason is taking a long time. It's not just like downloaded. There's like a loading bar, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Nathan Drake is sat there. He's getting absolutely pummeled. And we were thinking, mate, like, if you were getting smacked with knuckle dusters like that, you'd have skin coming off and everything, you know? Like, it would be a lot worse.
Yeah, I like this, though. I like as he's getting beat up, it says, like, I don't want to micromanage things, but I think you should be asking questions in between the punches.
Yeah. Well, that's very typical of like the Nathan Drake humor. He then, you know, basically it's revealed that he magically was able to take a pin out of the compass before he got captured or something. He's been holding it the whole time. Sully tells him like, okay, we've got the email, get out of there. He busts out of his handcuffs and kicks the absolute shit out of everyone in the room, including Tigre, who he's like got his hand on his head and he's like running at him like a little boy kind of thing.
Oh yeah, and he's like swinging at him and he's like holding him away. It's like the parody, like this, I think it's like the whatever film it was that did the parody of the Ring, and she comes out the TV and she's just
it is. It's a Scary Movie.
It's exactly like that. Movie. Yeah. It's the generic.
Meant to say the guy who's playing Sully. The guy who's playing Sully is the guy who was the sort of bad guy tank military operator from Avatar. He's also in a film called Don't Breathe, I think, like a horror film that I haven't seen. Anyway, he beats the crap out of everyone there. At one point, he cuts off the guy's ponytail, throws it at another like, you know, henchman
like,
who goes, you know, like. He then breaks into another room and finds like all these scrolls and like ancient documents and things. And there's a load of exposition where he's talking to Sully through a headset, and he's like, "Oh, this is this," and
and he's like coffee stained paper.
But then what happens, man? Do you remember when he pokes his head out the door?
Oh yeah, as he pokes his head out the door, they're like walking by the bad guys, because basically just before that, his best friend Sully discovers that the other guards have alerted the others because they found the guys he's knocked out. Which in reality doesn't make sense,
and they're all piling in.
Them out. Like they could just wake up at any moment. But also, then he like leans his head out the door because he was like, Sully was like, "Get out of there," and he's like, leaned his head out the door, and then you could clearly see that he was like it was like his whole body was like peeking out the door. And then the bad guys walked past, and they looked over at the doorway that he was peeking out of, and they were like, "Let's go over there, let's check over there," whilst looking at him, basically, like making eye contact with him or something. Yeah,
we're expected to believe that they totally could not see, you know, like a 6-foot man leaning out of a doorway
with like orange trousers.
Like, I just forgot to mention as well, man, that when he beats the crap out of all the guys in that room, it's then revealed that one of them had a gun the whole time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then it's like, what? I mean, if you've got someone hostage and they're about to kick out and about to attack the other people, wouldn't you just like the person with a gun just shoot them, like shoot him in the leg? That'll stop him.
Yeah.
Like what the hell?
So he locks himself in this room. He then dives like headfirst through a glass window for some reason to get out of there.
Yeah, which he could have opened.
Weird that he didn't just open the window. Yeah. What follows is a scene which is basically taken exactly from the games. We go into a third-person over-the-shoulder style camera. As we see Drake in cover, we see him popping in and out of cover to like shoot people. It does that cinematic cam thing where like it will zoom off to show you some action that's happening, and then Drake will run into shot from being off camera.
I noticed as well, just as the camera's about to start, the camera does the whole game camera look. He says, "Just like old times." So it's like,
okay, yeah. So it's like
play on.
Well, yeah, and it's probably though a reference to the camera work, that it's this is like it is in the game kind of thing, like, you know.
Yeah.
But basically, what happens is he runs away from a load of bullets. Nobody gets shot. People have got AK-47s and things. They're spraying at the jeep that Sully is in.
Yeah, one's got an AK, and then
nobody gets shot.
Like their pistols.
Yeah. They drive away. Then what follows is probably the worst bit about the film, in my opinion, which is where they're all having a big chat on a cliff edge about the treasure wasn't here, it was actually over here, and like this was all, and you know, you're sort of seeing the characters like work out stuff.
It says like it's not a triangle, it's a trinity.
Which is something that
he's like, it was on the what was it, the Trendaji?
Yeah.
Trendaji.
I think that this film would have worked. Well, obviously it's sort of giving an idea of what it could be like to have an Uncharted film, because at the time, this is 2018, it wasn't confirmed that there was going to be a movie or anything like it is now.
Yeah.
So it gives a good idea of what it could be like, but obviously a little bit too much information for, like, you know, what is basically a 14-minute short film. But that is it for that film, man. We've got a couple of these to do, so what are you giving it?
I'll give it a 9 out of 10. It's sort of like,
wow, that's really good.
It's got its flaws, which is to be expected when it's not like a high-end, like, you know, like, I mean, like multi-million pound like companies doing it.
Yeah, definitely.
For a fan film, it's actually quite good. I actually enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. It's actually quite good. I just wish that it was... Obviously, it's a short film. It's a fan film, so it's going to be short. But...
yeah.
I wish it was longer.
Yeah, me too, man. Me too. So I would probably give it an 8. I think that 9 is really good. 8 is also very good. For me, it's almost like what I wish that they were doing. I wish that this new Uncharted film was starring the actor Nathan Fillion, because he is literally perfect for the role.
Oh yeah.
He looks like him. He acts like him. They managed to capture the feeling and the noises and the way the game looks basically perfectly.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird because, like I said, like I told you while we were watching this, the guy who they've cast as Sully in the movie is Mark Wahlberg, who obviously isn't like an old man, doesn't look old.
Yeah,
you know?
Sully's an old white-haired man. That's a weird why they would choose him as a character for that. That just seems weird.
Yeah.
Okay. Should we go into the?
Yeah.
Are we carrying on? You talk about stuff about this film, or?
No, let's jump straight into the next one we did.
Okay, sweet. Shall I just introduce this one?
Yeah, do it, man. Do it.
It's called The Punisher: Dirty Laundry. It's a bootleg universe film by Adi Shankar.
Yes, yeah.
But it's sort of
Shankar.
like I think it's presented by Adi Shankar, but it's filmed by Phil Joannou. I think that's how you say it. The film's from 2012.
Yeah.
It literally starts off with a guy in a van. Well, it seems like he lives in his
basically.
van.
So this one is interesting because this is actually technically a sequel to a movie that came out maybe like 2008-ish, a Punisher film that had actor Thomas Jane and John Travolta in it. So it starts and it's literally like our Punisher character living in a van.
It looks like he's in like a slums area, like a Detroit ruined down area.
He's like gathering up all of his laundry, jumps out of his van and basically just starts walking down the street with like a big dirty basket full of laundry. It then cuts to like basically a street gang that is like hassling this woman. We don't know whether she is basically like a... Yeah, we don't know whether she's like...
I think she seems like... We're not going to be quick to judge,
something.
But she might be a street worker, or... But I think that's the only... That seems like the only reason. It's the only thing that I can think of, especially other than that.
He fully sees her getting hassled. He looks down an alleyway,
He's
and
like
you're
watching
thinking,
them,
here we go,
like
because
her.
that original Punisher was quite a violent film. He looks and he walks on. Basically walks into the laundry, he doesn't help, and he just starts loading his laundry up.
Wait. So you're telling me he walks into the laundry?
Yeah.
Or do you mean the laundrette?
Yeah, sorry, he walks into the laundrette.
Because that just sounds weird. He walks into the laundry to do his laundry. What?
He walks into like
walks into a big pile of laundry.
Like, whoa.
Building up laundry.
No, he walks into the laundrette. He puts his coins in. He starts washing his stuff. We then cut back to the street gang, and basically there's a little kid who's like just trying to walk home from school or something, and one of the street
sees them
gang
all like trashing a vehicle.
Yeah, like they basically just start they see him, they're like, stop that kid! They run over to him and they start just like pushing him around and stuff. And while we were watching it, me and Tomo were like, what the hell, man? You guys are all like in your 30s. This kid's like 12.
Like 30s, 40s, and it's like a 12-year-old. Yeah, they're like literally like they're like grabbing him, trying to like take his money and shit, or like sift for his pockets.
Yeah,
and it's like the hell.
And they basically grab him, drag him to the sort of the leader of the gang, who is like, you're gonna work for me or I'm gonna kick your ass, you know?
Yeah.
And the kid is like, I'm not working for you, I'm not doing anything. Basically, meanwhile, we're cutting back to our man Punisher just chilling in the laundry. He then actually, to be fair, he then goes into like a corner shop, and the guy who is running the corner shop is actor Ron Perlman. He's in like a wheelchair, and you basically find out that he's in the wheelchair because he he got his ass beat by a street gang years ago, and he's like, "Goddamn world's burning to pieces." Do you remember that?
Yeah, and that's why he's like in a wheelchair.
Yeah, but we were saying like, whoa, man, probably a bit dramatic. Like the world isn't burning to pieces. Like there's just a gang outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He was like, the world's burning to pieces, falling to pieces. I was like, what? Because of like 6 dudes over there. Like, okay. Sure. Yeah. Just move.
Our character though, he buys a bottle of Jack Daniels, and this basically cuts back to the kid who's now like bloodied. He's getting the shit kicked out of him. This like little 12-year-old boy, basically.
Yeah.
Our character walks out the shop, throws the bottle in the air, does like a big flip, catches it by the handle, so he's holding it and it's got the the end of it.
Yeah.
And he just starts
goes to town
skulls.
on 4 guys. Yeah. Smashing their faces with the bottle of JD.
And the bottle isn't breaking, is it?
No, it's just I'll give them that. They're strong bottles, but strong glasses, but like that's, I don't know, 4 skulls, like that's gonna break the glass.
We were saying, like, do you think that's realistic? Would that bottle have broken, or?
I'm not sure. Yeah, I remember a bit in the film, the thing that like triggers him as well at the end is basically they like hold a knife up to that kid's throat and they're like, "I'm gonna cut your throat," and it's like, Jesus, she's just a kid.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot that.
It's like, Christ. And then he's like, he flips the bottle and smashes it over their heads.
So he beats the crap out of all of the henchman guys, and he's left with the boss, and the boss is about to pull a gun, and he like launches the bottle, doesn't he? Like perfectly boomerangs his bottle straight into the guy's face. Walks over to him while the guy's on the floor. He just snaps all of his arms, like snaps both his arms, snaps both his legs. Bones sticking out.
He snapped his arm and then like crushed his ankle. Yeah.
Stomps him.
And then he like he's screaming on the floor, and then he's like.
Yeah, he then gets the JD, opens the cap, pours all of this liquid all over the guy who's like screaming. He's like, "Fuck you," on the ground. And I was thinking, like, well, he's obviously, the character's probably gonna light it. But is JD Jack Daniels? Is it really that flammable?
Flammable?
It's not like gas.
I don't know, but I feel like it is flammable. It's not like it doesn't look like it was that
brandy
flammable.
and stuff.
That looked like there was petrol. Like when the flame went off. When the flame went up, it was like the height it got.
He opens his Zippo. Yeah, well, that's what I'm going to say. He opens his Zippo, and you think like he's going to throw it on the guy and light him, but he doesn't. He puts it down by the foot of the guy, about an inch away from the liquid, and just walks away. Walks back into the laundrette, sits down, and just carries on doing his laundry. Meanwhile, the girl who got beat in the beginning basically walks over, sees the Zippo, picks it up, and you're like, yeah, she's gonna throw it. It then cuts basically to like I think it cuts back to Punisher, and he then basically
it cuts back to the Punisher, and you can see the wind. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a window behind the window in the laundrette, and he's like sees him look up, but he's like facing away from the flame, and it's just a big flame goes up behind him. And then he walked out of the laundrette.
And I said to you,
big flames going on.
I said, mate, that looks like they've poured liters and liters of pure gasoline on top of that guy to get flames that big.
Yeah, that was quite high flames for Jack Daniels.
And the film ends. So this film was probably the shortest one at like about 10 minutes. Because
he gives that kid the Punisher shirt at the end. It's like, here you go, you just got to beat the shit out of, witness the murder. Here's a shirt. He gives the kid a shirt,
and it's got the Punisher logo on it.
It's like, I know you just got beat up, robbed, witnessed the murder, like, here's a t-shirt.
Yeah, but it's because it's got the Punisher logo on it, and the kid then realises who that guy was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the Punisher. What are you giving it, man? Give it a score out of 10.
I'll give it 8.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good.
I'll say I enjoyed it because it's something that I've never really seen anything on the Punisher.
Oh, okay, right. Well, so the Punisher is known for being like an absolute unit. Like he's got no powers or anything, but he is an military man who can just kick skulls. I would give this film I think it's going to get a 9 from me. I think this is one of my favourite short fan films. I thought it's great because you've got 2 big name actors in it. Thomas Jane comes back as Punisher. You've got Ron Perlman in it, in like a brief cameo, basically. The fighting was real good. The choreography was good. The CG was a little jank on some of the hits, but the bone-breaking effects were very, like, ooh, you know, they got you wincing. They were good. And so, yeah, man, like, I would give this thing a 9. I remember seeing this the first time and thinking that this was awesome. And it still lives up.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So that's probably my favourite one so far. Anyway, the last one we watched was... Now, this was a short film that was recommended to me by an ex-colleague, a guy I used to work with, who loved Star Wars. And he said to me the one day, have you seen Shards of the Past? And I said, I don't even know what that is, bro. And he basically was like, open your laptop, we're watching this thing right now. And we watched it there and then at work. It's a 16-minute short film. It's directed by... it's written by Danny Ramirez. And it's just on the Star Wars Theory channel. 2018 this came out. So I think that was the same year as the Uncharted one.
Oh, nice. It's 3 days before Christmas in 2018.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh, nice. This film opens and it's Darth Vader. He looks like he does, you know. You get some text and it basically says that, like, the film takes place after the end of episode 3. Anakin Skywalker is dead. Darth Vader is alive. You know, and he knows nothing but suffering. You know, because he's obviously at the end of 3. He got his legs chopped off. He got burnt up. Like, he got messed up by Obi-Wan, basically. Are you into Star Wars, Tomo?
I don't mind Star Wars. I like it. It's alright.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is great. Like, it's really good. I mean, some of those newer ones are a bit crappy, but, like, you know.
Yeah.
We're of the generation.
Yeah,
we're like the prequel generation.
Yeah.
So we're like 2000, you know, those prequel ones that people think are crap, but I actually really enjoy. So, yeah, it's Darth Vader, and he's literally in the middle of strangling the Emperor. There's loads of guys in the room, and they're all spraying him down with laser guns, you know. And he basically, with his lightsaber, is like doing that thing where they like spin it round a circle and deflect all the shots. You know, he's basically deflecting all these shots.
And he was doing that whole like using the Force to stop all the bullets from hitting him. They were all the lasers were all collecting up, and then he like really cool. Pushed it back to them and like killed them.
So yeah, we said that there was some really good special effects in this film. Really good special effects. After he's killed all the people in the room, he then basically has a one-on-one with the Emperor. He starts like crushing him. It sounds like he's breaking his bones and stuff, but he isn't. He's just sort of smacking him up on the floor.
I got something that's a bit weird. If you pause on the scene where after the blue lasers have been shot back at them, and it shows that, you know, like holes through them and stuff, is really like really jank.
Yeah.
Like,
some of the up close CG, was definitely a little bit like, whereas some of it, like the shots of the ships and the space scenes, were really, really good.
Yeah.
So he then starts having this, and to be fair, the one bit that I thought was the worst in this film, and we're making it sound bad, but this film was good. The one bit that I thought was the worst was Darth Vader and the Emperor having this like lightning fight, but all I could see was basically if you had that shot and you took away all the effects, it's just two guys going as they're waving their fingers around in the air.
Yeah, just using the Force with their hands, and it's just like there's no effects, so it just looks weird.
Yeah. Darth Vader wins. He kills the Emperor. He picks him up. He like strangles him, drops him on the ground, and then he has like a little bit of a flashback where he sees the first time that he met his wife Padme, which is the reason why he's killing the Emperor, by the way, because the Emperor promised that his wife could come back to life, and that never happened.
Yeah.
But it was hilarious, right? Because I think you got a little confused, Tomo, and you were like, why is there a little boy in the room? Like, who's that woman? Why are they there? They just like appeared?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I have no idea. I was just like,
what the hell's going on? Like,
I was like, why is he just reaching out for her shoulder, like, just about to touch her? And then why is the kid not like, Mom, there's a bloke behind you, like, in a big gimp suit? Like, what the hell?
Yeah. Like, I totally got that he was seeing a flashback, but I think you thought that they were physically.
I didn't even know what was going on. I thought it was like his kid and his wife or some shit.
Yeah.
But it was actually him.
He then like basically has like a tender kiss with Padme, and as they stop, Padme's eyes go yellow, and it's the Emperor's voice, and he says, "That is why you will never beat me." And it turns out that Darth Vader had been tricked, and it's the Emperor projecting all this in his mind, basically.
He just like made out with the Emperor.
And the Emperor was stronger. Well, yeah, that's what we said. We were like, so did the Emperor just kiss Vader?
Yeah, it's like, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, you're a bit committed there. Like,
you're committed to your role,
Vader, like, to trick him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then, in a clever little twist, you hear someone say, "Lord Vader, we're talking to you." It cuts back, and it's Darth Vader in the room with the Emperor, and it's almost like he's imagined this whole thing. He's sort of been thinking, like he was imagining it. It then does it again.
Yeah.
It does like a double pullback, and you see Vader in his like stasis chamber thing, where he's being held up by all the robots and that. And it sort of implies that he was doing like mental training. He was doing all this training while he was in like his, while he was kind of sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's quite interesting.
He says, he's told you actually have a meeting with the Emperor, so you've got to go. He goes to this meeting, and the Emperor fully then tests him, much similar to how he imagined it would go down. He hands him his lightsaber, and he's like, "Strike me down,"
Yeah, it's like he's like trying to get him to kill him. He's like, "Just kill me."
Yeah, which he does.
And then
he
luckily
does that like
Vader's
in
like,
all
"Nah."
of the episodes. It's weird.
Yeah. He's like, "Just kill me."
But he doesn't. He sort of is like, no, I think he knows at this point he is not strong enough to defeat the Emperor. Like, he couldn't do it.
Yeah.
So he basically says like, I'll do your bidding, and then disappointingly, basically it sets up a sequel. The Emperor is like, there's a rogue Jedi. He survived Order 66, which is when they ordered all the Jedi to be killed. He's running amok on the planet of Naboo. You've got to go sort him out. And it then does this. It then shows, as we said, like really fantastic CGI of space, of the ship like flying through space, going to Naboo. And then it ends. But it pops up saying like, episode 2 coming soon. And
wasn't it?
As I said to you, man. Sorry, bro. What?
No, I was going to say, isn't it also a bit before that where he's like looking at the floor and there's a big hole in the floor, and there's like a lot of fighting, like sort of like imagining the fighting and all the dust.
Oh, I forgot about that. On. Yeah, so he does actually.
It's like
he does actually go to Naboo, doesn't he? And yeah, like he sends all the clones in, and you can see that someone with a lightsaber just wipes out all these clones. He then lights his saber up, and it cuts, and then it is credits. And I said to you, it is a shame because, yeah, like they fully were setting up part 2, and there is actually a trailer for part 2, but it never came, and this is years old at this point, so I don't think it's ever going to happen, which is a shame because, as far as fan films go, I think this one is absolutely top notch.
Yeah, I was gonna say what should we do, like any ratings now or?
Yeah, go on. What are you giving it?
I'm giving it a 10 out of 10, to be honest.
Are you actually?
Yeah, I actually really like this one because it's just so spot on as the characters, the voices, the quality of the CG when it depended on it. Most of the quality is quite good. It's just that one little bit, but that's it.
I think you're spot on there with the voices, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's really good, man. I think that is the first 10 you have ever given on Dude Wut Podcast.
I think it is, yeah. Yeah.
Very impressive. I would have to say...
What about you?
It gets a 9 from me. I agree with you. I agree with you basically totally. Everything about this film, except for some of the up-close CG, like the bullet hole in the clone trooper's head.
Yeah.
Everything was so good. They were so loyal to the the existing material. The voices sounded great. The Emperor was spot on. Yeah. That guy had done his research,
Oh yeah.
The only couple of things that took me out was at one point the Emperor gets strangle lifted, and you can see that he's wearing like a pair of Shoe Zone specials, $12.99 Shoe Zone specials, but the lightsaber effect's really great. I wish there was part 2 so that we could have done like a trilogy of these or something, like Star Wars fan films.
Yeah, I'd have happily done a part 2. That was great.
Maybe in future, what we should do is we should do like a category. So, for example, Star Wars films or superhero fan films or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be good.
I think that's a really cool idea. Anyway, that is all of the fan films that we watched today.
They're pretty good.
If you know of any really cool fan films, drop us an email. You know the address. We say it a million times an episode. Yeah. Drop us an email and let us know, because I don't know about you, T-Lad, but I've really enjoyed watching these ones.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed these. They're quite good.
Well, I can tell you have actually, because you've given, what was it, like 9, 8, 10 your scores for this one?
Yeah, so it was 8, 9, 10.
So
9,
out
8,
of the 3,
10,
which one you like the best?
The Star Wars one. Yeah, just because it is. I do like Star Wars.
I should go and buy your ratings. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Nice.
That's been 3 films, 3 shorts.
Okay, everyone. I think it's probably best if we literally leave this one here. Tomo, man, it was really great hanging out the other day the first time we tried to record this episode. It's been really great.
Yeah, our attempt at the podcast was... Yeah.
It's been really great doing this episode. Looking forward to your live stream on Friday, man. I will be... If I'm not able to play, I'll be tuning in, watching it.
Yeah, if anyone is interested, I start at 8 o'clock, finish at 9 o'clock. Obviously at night, not in the morning, because that would be a bit...
Yeah, like what the hell?
Very early. Yeah.
What is it? Dude Wut Pod?
You can check out, what is it, Dude Wut Gaming? Dude Wut Pod as the gamer tag. And our Twitch should be Dude Wut Gaming.
No, Dude Wut Podcast on Twitch.
Oh no, Twitch is Dude Wut Podcast. Okay.
Yeah. Tomo does that every Friday. I do the Harry's Half Hour every Friday. Apologies if there is some latency in this episode. I think we're a little bit out on this one, bro. A little bit of buffering going on, but we're doing the best with what we got.
Yeah, I would notice that, but it's sort of like buffers, and then I can't hear you for a second, and it catches up, and it's like, okay.
Yeah. Well, I can try and sort it out. I think it should be fine. Later. Yeah. Anyway, I've had a really great time. Tomo, man, it's been really great doing it. Mate, we chat all the time, but I guess I'll see you next week when we do this again.
Yeah, man. I look forward to it.
We really appreciate everyone that listens. If you can like us, subscribe on YouTube, share us around, leave us a 5-star or whatever star, just leave us a written, review. That would help massively. Anyway, I will leave you all in peace.
Yeah.
I have been Harry Dowling as always.
And I've been Tomo.
And this has been Dude Wut Podcast. Take it easy, everyone. See you later. Bye-bye.
Take it easy. Bye-bye.
We hope you enjoyed this episode. You can visit our Instagram account at Dude Wut Podcast. That's DUDEWUT Podcast. And you can also email us at dudewutpodcast@gmail.com. That's DUDEWUT Podcast@gmail.com. See you next time. Dude, what?